Many business owners struggle with turning their ideas into real results. You invest time in planning, but somehow strategies never get executed. Deadlines slip, and the market actually moves faster than your plans. I'm Ohanna from Success Engineering, and in this training, I'll show you the strategic advantage of the 90-day approach, a simple, actionable system that helps you focus on what truly matters, align your business or your team, and actually get you the goals done. And your business can grow faster and with confidence. Let's get right into it. And look, we've all been there, haven't we? You spend weeks, maybe even months, putting together that perfect annual strategic plan. It's got all the details, it's comprehensive, and let's be honest, it's probably sitting on a shelf collecting dust by February. So today, we're going to talk about a totally different way to think, a powerful alternative that gives you a real strategic edge by focusing on 90-day sprints. Let's kick things off with a big question. And I'm guessing this one hits pretty close to home for a lot of you. Why is it that so many smart, dedicated business owners and teams just fail to actually execute their big strategies? I mean, the data show this is a huge problem. It's basically an epidemic, 90%. Seriously, just take a second and let that number sink in. 9 out of 10 companies. That's almost everyone. They have a strategic plan, but they just don't get it done. This isn't just a small hiccup. It's basically the default setting. So the real question we need to ask is, what are we all doing wrong? You know, a huge part of the answer lies in something that we can all call the annual planning paradox. Funny, right? The very thing that we create to give us clarity, that massive, detailed, year-long plan, is often the exact thing that set us up for complete failure. So let's unpack that a bit. Well, it really boils down to something. I bet every single one of us can relate to the student syndrome. You remember that feeling in school or uni, right? Cramming for a huge exam the night before. This is exactly what happens with a 12-month deadline in business. In January, the finish line feels a million miles away, so there's no real urgency. Things get pushed and then bam, it's quarter 4. Everyone's scrambling and the market has completely changed. Anyway, that plan you wrote last year pretty much is useless at that point. So if that annual marathon is so clearly broken, what's the answer? Well, it's not about running the same race faster. It's about changing the race entirely. We need to shift from one long, exhausting marathon to a series of short, powerful, focused sprints, and that is the 90-day advantage. The whole idea is built on this one fundamental and honestly pretty liberating truth. We absolutely cannot predict what the market will look like 12 months from now. It's impossible. So why do we keep pretending that we can? Instead of trying to be fortune tellers, we shift to what you might call a micro strategy. We focus on one time frame. We actually have some control over the next 90 days. So how does this actually work in practice? Let's look into that. It's really simple. It boils down to 3 key things. First up is focus. Instead of juggling a dozen different priorities, you pick just 3 to 5 most critical things. That's it. Second is alignment. Every single quarter, the whole team or you inside your business hits the reset button and gets on the same page based on what's happening right now, not what you thought would happen a year ago. And finally, urgency. You've got a 12-week deadline that creates this incredible natural rhythm that just forces you to execute. Isn't just some abstract theory. You can see it play out in the real world all the time. Just think about the console wars for a minute. You had Sony and Microsoft locked in this epic battle over technology change. Who had the better graphic, the faster processors? But then Nintendo comes along and completely sidestepped the whole fight. They didn't try to build a more powerful machine. Instead, they went for a meaning change with the Wii. They basically redefined what gaming was, making it simple, active, and for the whole family. They didn't build a faster horse, they invented the car. That's the power of agility. Now, the Nintendo story is a fantastic example, but okay, I get it. It's one anecdote. The theory sounds great, but I know what you're thinking. Show me the proof. Show me the numbers. So let's do that. Let's dive into the hard data that shows why this quarterly approach isn't just a nice idea. It's a genuine game changer. Okay, check this out. It's all about just getting things done. So the business owners that are using the 90-day sprints have 64% completion rate on their goals, while annual plans are merely 37%. Think about it. You are almost twice as likely to actually finish what you start. And that is massive, massive difference. And of course, that better execution translates directly to speed. That operates in these quarterly cycles respond to new threats or market shifts 2.4 times faster. It's like while the annual planning business owner or team is still reading the instruction to the strategy, the quarterly business owners and their teams are already adapted, executed, and shipped a solution. This also makes them way more resilient when a crisis hits. And let's face it, they always do. These 90 days owners and teams are almost 4 times better at maintaining strategic coherence. That means everyone keeps pulling in the same direction. So it's not just about speed, it's about moving together when the pressure is on. And all of this creates something called a step change effect. It's really powerful. See, each successful quarter doesn't just end. It creates a new, higher starting point for the next quarter. You're constantly building on your wins. It's like a compound interest for your strategy. Meanwhile, the annual plan just kind of flatlines, right? Always waiting for that big end of your push. That never quite happens. So what's the bottom line of all this data? It's this, and you really want to let this one sink in. Businesses that use these formal agile planning processes just plain grow faster. We're talking about 30% faster. This is not a small adjustment. This is a fundamental engine for growth. Okay, so the why is pretty clear, right? The data is super compelling. So now for the best part, the how. And you're going to love it because it's not some crazy complicated system. You don't need any PhD to understand. It's a simple, repeatable playbook that basically any business owner can start using right away. It's just a simple 4-step loop that you repeat every quarter. Retrospective. You look back at what went well last quarter and what didn't. Simple. Step 2 is plan. You look ahead and set just 3 to 5 rocks. And these are your absolute non-negotiable priorities for the next 90 days. Then step 3, execute. You get to work. It's a 12-week sprint where you use simple weekly scorecards, or in our case, monthly check-ins to keep you on track. And finally, step 4 is reset. You close out the quarter, you celebrate the wins, you learn from what went wrong and what went right, and you get ready to do it all over again. And this is really where it all clicks into place, because the real magic here goes way beyond the spreadsheets and the numbers. When you adopt this kind of rhythm, you're not just changing a process, you're actually building a company culture that is fundamentally wired to win. Think about it. When everyone knows the top 3 to 5 priorities, clarity just skyrockets. In fact, business owners or teams understanding a strategy goes up by 43%. When you have those quick weekly or monthly check-ins, there's nowhere to hide, right? So accountability just becomes part of the DNA. And maybe most important of all, when teams are closing out a successful quarter, they get that amazing feeling of winning every 90 days, not just once a year, maybe. That constant sense of progress, it's huge, a huge boost for morale. So let's just leave you with this one final thought. A year can feel huge, kind of abstract, a little overwhelming, but 90 days, that's real. That's a chunk of time. You can actually get your head around that time frame where you can make incredible, tangible progress. Here's the thing, your 90 days are coming whether you plan for them or not. So the only real question is, what are you going to accomplish? So the next step, you want to start working on your 90 days business planning. Now, you can choose to do it on your own and maybe stumble across all the issues that come along the way that will slow you down, or you can join us and get easy to follow guidance that will have your strategy ready in just 4 hours. And after that, we are doing also check-ins once a month, which means you know that you will have that accountability follow through. You'll be alongside other business owners who actually understand you and know that this works. So choose the easy way and just join us by scanning the QR code. And I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. I'm Ohanna from Success Engineering, engineering your success.